BonBon here. We are now hopefully working a little better. I'll call the camera up in just a second. Tim, you'd think you were first, wouldn't you? This is actually a reboot of a stream that didn't go quite well a minute ago, yesterday, a minute ago. And very frustratingly, I've had to restart the stream, but I think it's going to work this time. Bear with me, just doing a little bit of technical stuff. And you don't want to see my head while I'm doing technical stuff, I'm sure. Let's have a little look at that. I think I am going to be good to go and join you with... Excellent. Right, I can throw the camera on now because I think that's better. Hi guys. How you doing? BonBon here. I'm BonBonB. You're very, very welcome. Everything's working over to my right, your left, sort of. Everything's mirrored, but I can deal with it. Yep, so that's good. So yes, apologies to anybody who was with me a couple of minutes ago. Good to have you back, Alexander. Yes, I know how to fix it now. What I do is I shut the game down, I start the game up, and it detects it. So I need to remember to do that next time this happens. Not a big problem. So yes, restarted the game, and we have a detected game now. This is where it went wrong last time when I did that, and now it works absolutely fine, which is what we want, I feel. So that's the plan. What we're going to be doing today, as I've already covered in the intro once, but I'll cover very briefly a second time, is we're going to go map hunting. I'm going to switch that back off so that we can... please, thank you. Right, we're going to go map hunting. I've gone on to the workshop. I found 5 maps that have no thumbnail, maybe a short description, maybe a name which is the description. You know the routine. These are maps which may be the worst maps in the world. They may be the best maps in the world. We don't know because we have no clues. The likelihood is they're all substandard. Now, if they're substandard, we're going to be nice because we don't know if these were maps created by an 8-year-old, by somebody with learning difficulties, somebody who's just got the game yesterday, whether they were drunk, or there's a small chance on this treasure hunt we'll find something made by an elite map maker who hasn't worked out how to share very well to the workshop, and we will have found the best map that's out there, which would be amazing. Right, let's have a quick look at the chat before we get going. So hi Tim, hi Yizza, yellow to you too. Andrew, good to have you along. I'm not doing any sound effects for this, I'm just because I want to get started. We're running a little late because of my false start earlier. Then we got Desire agreed. Yes indeed. Oh, Desire, you're so funny. No, I'm not doing it. Simon, good to have you along. And Southern, great to have you along. And Southern is, of course, a channel member. Good to have you along. You've got your little BonBon badge there to show everybody that you're a channel member. Yeah, excellent. All right, what are we going to see this evening is a good question. Right, let me, first of all, call up my list, which is here. Right, again, I'm not going to give you the names of the maps unless they are actually any good, because, again, I don't want anybody deciding this is a great chance to send some hate to the workshop page of somebody. I will share them if they are worth sharing, and if they're worth doing a What's Map review, a full review, then they'll go from the number of subs they've got, hopefully a little bit higher. The 5 maps that we've got today have got a grand total of 8 subscribers between them. That is excluding my single subscription on each, so 13 if you include me on all 5 maps, but 8 excluding me. 1 doesn't have a single subscriber. 1 looks a bit controversial. 2 are potentially controversial because they might be re-ups of existing other maps. We'll get to those later on. 1 has the potential for being very good. That's going to be the 3rd map up. I say potential based on 1 clue. Oh, 1 single clue. And we'll start off with something where I have very little information about at all, but the resources look balanced. So we'll start with that one. Let me go. First of all, let me make sure that I am, and that's good. I'm not going to give you any information about the map. Let me just find it, which is down here, that's the one, and if I click start, that should load up fairly quickly. Okay, let's head back to you. I can now throw, that is loading, I think. I'm just going to wait a moment to see whether occasionally get a full start where it won't load at all. I think this has got something to do with streaming and accessing the workshop. This one is hanging at the moment, so I'm just going to give it a couple of moments. So anyway, yes, I'll give you the information I have, my notes on this map. In case, you know, if we restart, we have to restart. We won't restart the stream. I'll just restart the game. We've got this one's been uploaded to the workshop. Where are we? Date today, just under a week. All of these have been uploaded within the last week. This one uses the vanilla European theme, and it has some balanced resources. I have no clue to where the creator is from in terms of, you know, sometimes it actually says on the workshop they're from the USA or whatever. Judging by their name, I think they might be Scandinavian. And it looks like the game has hung, which is absolutely marvelous. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crash the game out and restart the game for a third time. This is going well. This is the slickest stream you'll ever see. Now I'm thinking about, because I still want to do my BonBon Island build on the Thursday. We'll do that. But I'm thinking about the Tuesday stream, because I'm doing a Tuesday night one as well. What interest is there amongst you guys for me playing something a bit different on the Tuesday night? At the moment, I've just got a couple of ideas bouncing around in my head, things that I enjoy playing, and you know, maybe just enjoy watching me smile or be rubbish at a different game. What are your thoughts about? I'll check the chat in a moment once this is hopefully loading. But yes, specifically, I play a lot of Rocket League, but the game that I think I enjoy more than Rocket League is Wreckfest. Racing game, demolition, all that sort of stuff. It's a lot of fun. It's quite fun to watch as well with other people. What are your thoughts on that? And then, of course, there are the possibilities of me. I've got a whole host of games I've never played that I've got the keys for, etc., and just never had time. So, what are your thoughts there? Right, let me just make sure that is that's right. It should be like right. Okay, we'll try. Right, I'm back at the new game screen, and we'll give this a second shot at loading. Click start, please. Pretty please. Looks like it is now this time definitely loading. We're rolling. We are definitely rolling. So I can now give you that. Hey, we're moving. Cool. So what have we got in the chat? Hi Spuds. Good to have you along, Spuds. We're not related, are we? I mean, I say that because you'd know if we were related. There's a family member who goes by Spud. Uncle Ron, good to have you along. Uncle Ron, good to have you along. Hello, Jose from Costa Rica. Hola. Again, that's about as far as my Spanish goes. Buy one, get one free at supermarkets. Newest one they do is sell one, donate one for free. That's a neat thing. Neat thing, yeah. Give to the causes. Variety is the spice of life indeed. I think we might do that. Yes, Desath, I could do that. Redfest and pinball mode. Pinball mod. I didn't know a pinball mod. That sounds hilarious. Tempted not to. But that sounds hilarious. Yeah, I think I might. I'm gonna have to reinstall the game. I haven't played it for about a year, but it's a great game. Great game. A lot of fun. And it's just like a dip in, dip out, and don't do online with it because other people don't play games right. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Right. So excellent. I think we are in action. That is just a persistent thing I'm getting. I don't know what's causing it, but we just shut down these little pop-ups, and I'll come down here and I'll give it the what map preset, and just to be sure, Yeah, that's my What's Map preset on that. So, are you ready? Me neither. Let's have a look at the start square. And now, so this one, I chose this map to do first because it didn't stand out as being the one that had the most potential. It also didn't stand out as being potentially awful. There was something in the structure of the name of the map that makes you go, this person has some kind of analytical brain, for want of a better phrase. So I looked at it and I thought, this has got some potential to not be awful. The first glance is, I don't think it's actually that awful from the start square. We can obviously see that the highways, I would obviously no parallel road tool going on here, but looking at the highways, they're fairly well constructed, fairly pleasing shape. I'm liking the junction, the three-way junction that we've got going on here. Looks like the rail goes up and over the highway, which is not necessarily optimal. Although the rail bridge here, from this angle, doesn't look too bad. The river does look a bit gouged in the standard vanilla style of the game. But the tree painting here, I've got to say, I'm fairly impressed. For very basic, this could be the worst map in the world kind of vibe. This could be a lot worse than what I'm seeing. I'm just liking the blending and the, you know, I'm not trying to sell this up. I'm just saying we've only seen the start square. Just like the framing of the start square is pretty good. Let's pull the camera back and see what we're actually faced with. Okay, let's see if we center this a little bit better, and we'll just do the info views first of all. So it's a very flat map. We have some hills along the hill ridge on the side here. Then we'll have a look at the resources. I knew the resources were going to be fairly moderate, so that's the one thing you can tell before loading the map up, what the resource levels are. Good and strong. Good and strong. Not necessarily inspiring, because I mean the ore, why is the ore here? Why is the oil here? Why is there fertile just in these little patches? I mean, the clever creator will put fertile along the rivers, flat land by the rivers. The oil, you can target certain areas and you go, this would be, you can put some thinking into it. I can see where there is maybe some thinking, but I'm not massively sold on the resources. And then of course the fishing, if you've got Sunset Harbour and all the fishing, your fishing map looks like this, which is what I expected to see, more or less. It's fine. We should check out the water flow in the start square for those of you that care about such a thing. We have a river. The river is moving. It's wide, it's strong, it's deep. That's going to suit for those of you that want that kind of thing. And I guess we should check for shipping and air routes. Okay, we've got air route, and the shipping actually comes up and around the river system. We've got shipping triangle. Okay, somebody I think has been watching What's Map. Shipping triangle is there, and I don't mind that it loops up and around too much. I don't think we needed a loop back here. This could have just been a dead end or a single route up this way, but I mean, that's perfectly workable. And some canal systems which are, I mean, clunky. I mean, they are clunky. Let me come out of the info mode. The canal system's so clunky it kind of connects up here as well. But you know, we're not expecting the world's best map. We're just looking for positives, and I like the idea of a canal network city. Thing is, this is a vanilla map that is going to be out the 25 tiles, and to easily out the 25 tiles. So a lot of this is wasted without the 81 tile mod, and it's not a mod you'd expect the people who load this map up to have. I've forgotten to turn off the day. No, I've got the day-night cycle off. Ignore that. Okay. So let's have a quick look at the standards of road laying. We're expecting trees under highways, and there aren't any. You look for positives, you find positives. I mean, these are elevated at ground level highways, so they're a bit clunky, a wee bit clunky. Where's that head off to? We get plopped intersection. Now, although it's a plopped intersection, that's quite neatly worked. I don't hate that at all. That's much better than I'd expect. Of course, when you see these plopped intersections and you get the off roads and this sort of like they connect up here, 4-lane. We'll have a look at that in a moment. But yes, you have this, and then the highway's natural distance is much wider on this guy's map, and then it also starts simulation off. There's no reason why I got it on pause. We've got these 4 lanes. I'm guessing these are mass transit. They look mass transit rather than network extensions too. Let me just do a quick. There we go, and that is indeed the mass transit DLC. So yeah, you need mass transit for this map, which means technically the map is broken, because I'm pretty sure this mass transit wasn't listed. I don't remember seeing a listing for it. We do have a bit of an up and over on the rail, which is a bit clunky, and some jinky jankies as well on the roads. But I mean, the overall, I like the idea for the map. I don't mind the slightly rugged hills over here. Yes, there's a bit more time that could be spent on making the roads work with them, or even bypassing them completely. But yeah, I mean, that sums up the first map, I feel. It's... what is that? What is all this about? Well, Blue Mantle, I have to point it out, in case anybody decides to be playing BonBonB Bingo on the live stream. Blue Mantle for those people. And we get a loop. We have a loop. And it loops back. Also a C. Oh yeah, the outside connection on the rail is there. And we also definitely have a shipping route that cuts right the way through these bridges, and these bridges are real clearly too low for a shipping route. So we'll get shipping clipping, another one for the BonBonB Bingo players. But, and I promise you, Anarchy is set to allow for trees to show through the underside. If there, in case there's any doubting, I'm going to pause the game and let me grab that. We'll just do the nodes and segments. In fact, wouldn't it? It's an easier way is just do trees. Delete the roads. There we go. Just do that. There we go. Not a single tree under the highways. You can always find something positive to say. And I think this creators got their head screwed on. They've done a reasonable job for what is. I'm sure this is a first map. Let me just do a. I have got notes on that. This is my first map, not my first map. It's the creators' first map. Yeah, their first map. They've done an interesting shape. And I think it shows a little bit of potential for the future, but we won't be reviewing this one on the show, I feel. Let's come back out of there so we can hide that. I can shut the game down to desktop, launch the game, and we'll do map number 2. I'll check the chat as I start launching the game back up again, which will be over here. We'll click play, and we can get rolling with map number 2, which will be fun. So how was everybody with that first map? Let's have a little look. Solidly constructed. Yes, Simon, I would say that. Nice shape to the map, very Dutch. I'd agree with that. Yeah, good observations there, Uncle Rum. Alexander, execution isn't perfect. I absolutely agree with you, but the ideas are great and looks playable. John, I agree with you there. What's why I'm not doing ratings on these, because it's really not fair. Before you even start doing the map, you're basically saying these are going to be, in all likelihood, 2-star maps, in all likelihood, and maybe in the other occasion we're going to end up with some 1-stars, because I'm expecting, I think last week we had one map which refused to load, so that's going to be a 1-star for gameplay, and there might be some which are absolutely hideous or have detailing which is so bad it doesn't deserve a comment. So let me call up the second map. Now this one took me a while to find, because the name doesn't match up with the name on the workshop. Its file name is new map, but its map name is custom, CUSTOM. And so it took me a while. I found it eventually by going into the content manager and finding the creator's name, and as they've only got the one map on here, in fact this is their first map, and slightly controversial as well. Let me get this loaded and started first of all, and I'll tell you a little bit more about it while it hopefully loads up. And click start there. Hopefully, I'm just going to give it the moment to start. Yep, we are definitely up and rolling with map number 2. Yes, so right, so anyway, I'll say at the start of each and every one of these, we're going to keep the comments as positive as we can, because each and every one of these maps was created by somebody who we know nothing about. We're not here to shame them. It could be an 8-year-old, it could be somebody who was drunk at the time, it could be somebody with learning disabilities. We are hoping to find one by a creator with a lot of talent that doesn't really understand how to upload to the workshop, and thus get their maps seen by the wider community. So anyway, this map has got a controversial name and description. I say controversial, not horrific. It's not let's kill the MFing NI whatevers or anything like that. Not that sort of controversial. Just not what you would expect for a city builder game. We're not talking X-rated, but we're talking grey area towards sexuality. Okay, so that's the kind of area we're looking at. I'm reading it. There's no reason why I can't share it, apart from I don't want people, again, going to the workshop giving hate. I'll only share the link if I feel that it's worthy, and this should be sent some new subscribers. If they find their own subscribers, then this is great. It'll be, they'll hopefully develop and stuff. The creator has an English sounding name, and possibly female. Possibly. There's no reason why you can't have a female name and be a guy, but possibly female. Then we've got, it's my first map. It's been uploaded in the last week. It's a vanilla tropical theme, and it's got the grand sum, excluding me, of 0 subscribers. So if this turns out to be the best map in the world, we're the first ones to find it, you and me. So I'm hoping, always hoping. So it looks like we're up. This is good. Let me get rid of that, and we'll just get rid of those pop-ups. I'll do the usual preset for what map, load preset, and without moving the camera, I'll start the simulation. Without moving the camera, there's again some stuff to say here. We have got, we can just make out the bottom of the intersection here. Like the way the highway's been kept out the start square, because that leaves more room for building. We can see the some kind of intersection coming in here, off ramp or something here. Flat buildable space, yes, a gouged vanilla style river, base game style river. We've got a little bit of light foliage along the river, which is nice, shows that they've given some thought to that. We have got some kind of mountain just outside of the start square, so Again, that's been put there to allow more buildable space over here. We've got slightly elevated bit of rugged land on here, which has all the trees on, and anybody who knows my reasoning for how I've put together Bonbon Island, I put rugged, I was eucalyptus trees, but it kind of has it's like a rough, rugged kind of look to the trees that are on the rugged, rough kind of terrain. And I can see the same sort of thought process going on here. And I've also put some rocks as well, just as a bit of detailing, again suggesting that this is a rugged area. I've found a lot of good things to talk about on what is clearly, at first glance, a fairly average looking map. We've not moved the camera yet. I'm about to do that one, but I'm hopeful that this would, if I were given ratings, fall into maybe the 3-star category, maybe higher, but I think it's the potential. Let's have a look. So we got the vanilla wishbone. I kind of yawn a little bit here. Okay, sorry, I got me CCTV on constantly. Oh, if I look tired, CCTV there is for a reason. I had another attempted break-in this week that had to be dealt with. Again, didn't get in. Again, police have got some really good CCTV footage, got really good fingerprints of the attempt to break in. I'm just waiting for hopefully an arrest or something. It'd be nice to actually get one of these little, cosmic bankers, you know the ones. Anyway, right, there's your start square. So now I can see some more. I'm slightly less impressed than I was at the first glance, just slightly. I don't hate this. This is interesting at the very least. But what I'm looking at here with the highways is we have all this land, and yet the highways have gone aerial over the water, which, again, that happens. It happens. Certain places, was it China? We've got a highway over the over one of the rivers. I'm thinking of some Lagos as a big freeway over the harbour and so forth. So there are places. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but I'm not entirely buying into this personally. But anyway, so let's pull it back and have a look at the map as a whole. What do we have here? Right, now, obviously I know the name of the map. I'll let you know if I'm seeing anything to do with this sexuality style name. I could actually spin the map, couldn't I, rather than my head. Such a genius. Honestly, unless I'm missing something in popular culture, which I'm old and I'm straight and I'm very vanilla and grey, I'm not seeing anything that I recognise. It's not like there's a number 42 tucked away in this, or a number 69. Or I don't see any hidden messages. I don't know why they've called the map what they've called it. Maybe to try and get subscribers. If that's what their intention was, it hasn't worked. So anyway, let's do the info. Let's have a little look-see at the terrain heights. Plenty of flat land. This is weird. Anyway, plenty of flat land. Resources, I know, were moderate. We've got some strong resources in a few little tucked in areas. Again, this is very vanilla base game style. I'll throw some resources down. We could shoot a bit here and a bit here. Yeah, I'm not really buying into it, but I don't dislike it. It's fine. It's playable. It's playable. If you've got Sunset Harbour and want to do some fishing, we've got tuna in the river, because tuna lives in rivers. Anchovies in the shallow, lots of shellfish. Okay, done that. Water flow in the start square. Let's have a little look for that. We have this. I'm suspecting there might be a problem here. Yeah. There's no reason for water flow through here. Oh, a tiny little bit of edge of map water pressure coming in this way, just a little bit. So you have got a little bit of moving water there. But yeah, there's clearly no water spawn points around there. And we'll just check the shipping routes. We've got a couple of air routes there as well. Shipping routes, we got a zigzag one here. It's not the worst. I mean, you know, if you've got a, here we go. Oh, he's just gone past that. But he wouldn't really slow down to. It'd be nice if it was smoothed off, but that's not too bad. It's when you get any sharper than this, really, towards the right angle sort of angle, that ships don't like it. Everything slows down, and it looks silly, and it can cause bottlenecks. Another shipping route runs the length of the map up this way. So right, so we've pretty much covered all of that. Let's come out of the info views and have a little look at the map in real time. Oh, let me move the window so I can see. Well, I've got a bit in the chat. Let me have a quick look in the chat. Where are we? Playable. Tim, better than your maps. I doubt that, Tim. I'm sure you're amazing. Thanks for yes. I enjoy the concept. I'm just trying to be very careful because I really don't want there to be any hate sent anywhere. But I want to promote anybody who has actually done something that's worth really bigging up. So cool. Where are we? What mod gives you those different loading screen backgrounds? I don't know. Hopefully somebody will be able to put a link in the chat. It's by Bloody Penguin, that much I remember, and it's loading screen image. What it does, it takes from a selection of images on Reddit, and it's always being updated, which is nice. So that's nice. It just changed. Yeah, the vanilla ones are just, and sometimes because it's off of Reddit, some of the images it chooses are not the cleverest. But yeah, have a look at Bloody Penguin's list. You'll find it in amongst his. Or failing that, yeah, it's in there somewhere. Where are we? Highways over the water is the first thing. Yep, we'll have a look at that in a moment. Working on a new map. You get some great ideas, maybe what to do, maybe what not to do from this series. Hopefully if we can learn one thing, and occasionally, yeah, I'm going to learn something from creators like this. Yeah, again, even if it's like, do you know what, I really don't like that, I've just realised that I do exactly the same thing. It's fine. We're all on a learning curve. If we ignore the river, the shape is good. I'd agree with that. Yeah, shape is good. The river's just weird. We'll get to that. I think the lake is an ovary. It could be an ovary. Someone had to go there, Niles, and that somebody is, of course, you. Had to do one of those. Does it look anatomical? I don't know that it does. My positive attitude. Yes, indeed, I've got some positive attitude. Sometimes it's hard. It really is. Especially when you're half asleep from not getting enough sleep from being disturbed in the middle of the night. Right, so we have this highway. If it stays to ground, I think we're doing quite well. But it's just all sorts of struggling, really, isn't it, this highway? Sadly. And we've got rail. I'm not even looking at the rail at the moment. Then we're going through the jungle, of course. This is vanilla, so therefore this isn't going to really be an issue for anybody who plays the game. And I don't think we've got that many trees under the highway that it's a tree count problem. Speaking of tree count, I should really have a little look. Make sure we are not... 95,000 trees, that's nothing. That is absolutely nothing at all, so that's cool. Past the start square. What we thought was a river at first glance is actually a strait. And then again, just clinging on to... Look at the rail over here. Always love it when we find a bit of rail like this. It's a thing of absolute outstanding, I would say, natural beauty. But imagine if you're an engineer and you got given the job. Right, we need a rail line along here, please. no construction workers were injured during the making of that rail line. Over here we've got another potential start location, the vanilla cloverleaf, of course. Road over the rail. See, always find something positive to say. I mean, it is clunky, but it's good practice. Road over rail, or if it's rail over road, it's the road that is changing its elevation. Bit of a clunky cutting going on there and off towards the edge of that. I mean, yeah, okay. Trees though. Trees. Forgetting that we're going through the roads and whatever. This is strong. And it's a nice mix. I'm liking the trees. The swoosh of trees we've got here. Down to Overy Lake, as I think we now have to call it. It's a castle. There's one for the BonBonB Bingo players, for those that wish to play BonBonB Bingo during the live streams. So yes, I've got nothing really to say about the castle, apart from it's in an interesting location. It's got a great view of the Overy. It's more of a tadpole lake, isn't it? Come on, tadpole than Overy. What's going on down here with this crossover on the rail? Does it actually cross over? That's neat. No catenary chaos. So what's that, Simon? Ignoring the road and the rail, the landscape is believable. I mean, there's stuff to like about it. I wouldn't say believable. I call this fantastic. Even if we filled in the river, I mean, the hills work for me. The shape and the scaling of the hills. Yeah, we can do more with the coastlines. But yeah, if we come over to this island over here, this is very pleasing. Quite workable. And not only that, these sort of slopes you can build up and into. So maybe we can get some sort of like a little village or whatever on the top of the hills there. I mean, yeah, I'm stretching a little bit, but this was the map I didn't know what to expect at all with, given the name. The name is nothing to do with what we're seeing here, and it could have been quite easily, if you remember Watts map a couple of Saturdays ago where we had the cock and balls, this could have been the cock and balls. It could have been, and it would have fitted more with the name than what I'm seeing. I'm really seeing nothing here at all to go with a slightly sexualized name. Well, a sexualized name for a map. But yeah, I think there's definitely some stuff to take from this map. That I take that this river is not pleasing. Had they stuck the road to the land, that would have been a lot better. The overall shape's quite nice for a fantastical sort of map, and the hills and the trees, I think, balance it quite nicely. It just lets itself down in the networking and in this river, if you can call it a river. Anyway, I think at that point what I will do is I'll drop us back to this screen. Excuse me. I will drop the game out and we will launch map number 3. Let me drop that out there to desktop. Let me grab a little bit of my coffee while I can. Oh, it's already cold. I blame you. Oh, yeah, cold. Right, I'll check the chat in a moment once everything is loading up again. And once it's loading up, I'll have a quick look, or whilst it's loading up, have a look. Map number 3. This one I think has got the potential to be the best of the 5 today. Based on, it's the only one with a mod requirement or an asset requirement. while one of the previous maps needed mass transit, this one has a subscription requirement, which is mind-blowing for one of these maps. Also, a description that is, while minimal, gives us information about what the map's about. And are we up? We're nearly there. We're nearly there. Come on. I'm just at the Paradox logo at the moment. And if I load... Oh, hang on. I need to go into Content Manager. And make sure this is active. Okay, that's not... Maybe it's down here at the... I don't know where it's going to be. I might have to take a gamble and launch it without this. What this map requires is the Chinese language version of Network Extensions 2. Again, I've never tried using it, but I'm suspecting that it won't just take the assets from Network Extensions 2. You need the Chinese language version. But I'm not sure. Hang on, let me look this up. Right, so it's called Network Extensions 2 with a Chinese language on it. It's by Catnip. Let me see if I can't find it in Catnip. Nope. I'm definitely subscribed to it. I don't know. I'm going to try launching it. I'm going to try launching it with the regular Network Extensions 2, if I can find it again. There it is. And if this breaks, then it breaks. We will see. Give it a couple of moments to get past. Are you going to... Just thinking that that mod bubble, is it better loading screen? Bloody penguins. And we are hung at Chirper at the moment as well, so I might have to restart the game again. Give it a couple more moments. Let me catch up on the chat whilst that's thinking. Let me have a quick look at the chat. As a map, hi Tyler. Map you're trying to remember had a bajillion national roads. No. It could have been one from last week and I wouldn't remember. Doesn't narrow it down an awful lot, I'm afraid. Right, is that... No, that is definitely hung. So I'm going to crash. Boom, 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 boom. I'm going to crash the game again. And we'll launch it again. Launch it again. We'll try that again. So I'm sure it's because I'm streaming. Because I don't have this problem when I'm not streaming, so it's just one of those things, I guess. I have to live with it. Come on, game. Now, if it fails on this occasion, we'll move on to the next one. But because it requires network extensions and they admit to it, it makes me think that they've gone to that little bit of extra effort. What I'm expecting is a big city pre-built network map with no terrain. That's what I'm expecting from it, and I would like to be wrong. I want it to be amazing. Come on, game. Paradox logo right now. A couple more moments and we will be there. So, how is everybody? Everybody having a good night? Having more fun than me? I doubt it. I am having so much fun. Right, we are back at that and click start. Attempt number 2. hopefully this is gonna, yep, we are actually now officially loading. Cool. So so there's that. Now again, I'll say this each and every time we load a new map for anybody who's just joined in. We're not here to shame anybody. We are here to maybe learn possibly something. We're looking for a nugget of gold on the map pages from maps that don't have a description or a thumbnail. This one has a short description, but we've got no idea what it's going to be because there are no images. There's no clues at all. It could be the best map in the world. It could be the worst map. If it is the worst map in the world, we've got to remember it could be by an 8-year-old. It could be by your own nephew. It could be by somebody with a learning difficulty. It could be somebody who was drunk at the time, somebody new to the game. Or it could be by a map maker who's really good, who doesn't understand how to upload. And that's what we're hoping to find. We probably won't, but that's what we're hoping to find. If we find any maps that are worth sharing, I will share the links with you guys. But other than that, we will just we'll avoid any chance of any hate being sent their way. This particular map is by a Japanese creator, but it's a Chinese location, judging by the name, Chinese city. And then we have a description which gives a little bit of recent historical data on the area, which is no more than about 15 words long, but it's just that information that shows a little bit of thought has gone into the map. So yes, Japanese creator, or a creator that says they're from Japan, because Steam, you can tell them what you're from anywhere, can't you? This is a creator who has made 5 maps now. This is their 5th map. I don't know if any of the previous maps are any good, but this is their 5th, so some experience. And they have the grand sum of 3 subscribers, excluding me. This is the vanilla temperate theme. There's definitely resources on here featuring farming and network extensions too, but the Chinese language version, which means that this map may not work because I haven't enabled that in the content manager because I couldn't find it. So we're going to find out very quickly. Doesn't look like it's broken. Normally, if you've if a map needs network extensions too and you haven't got it enabled, you end up with a very broken looking map even at this stage, and it doesn't look broken. It might be. We'll get to that. So first thoughts without moving the camera are, I've got nothing really to say. The rail looks slick. Little bit, looks like it might go up a hill a bit here. The rail looks slick. The rivers look slightly better, well, here anyway, possibly slightly better worked than the previous map, or previous 2 maps, although this looks a bit clunky. Right, okay, let's treat ourselves to the start square. So this is not really giving us any more information here, but I'm seeing some pretty strong tree work here, and I'm seeing highway. It looks like the roads have been, the trees are being removed from underneath the highway, and a mixture of trees, which is neat, and a little bit of fade along the forests, which is neat. I figured this might be the best map. I'm standing by it. I think this might be it, and it's not what I was expecting. Well, in my head, I was expecting a very extensive pre-built ready road network with no terraforming, and that's definitely not the case. So this is why images are helpful, right? Okay, let's see what we got on the format. Okay, this is clearly the best of the maps so far, and that's without zooming in to check the quality. Let's have a look at the terrain heights. Terrain heights clearly taken from a height map, I feel, and worked. And the rivers not been worked the slickest, but the rivers are worked, so that's cool. Natural resources. I said it was mainly farming. We've definitely got a whole smashing of farming. Remember what I said earlier about one of the previous maps about putting thought into where the resources go? Or in these two areas where the land is more rugged round here, oil offshore, fertile on the rivers. It shows this is definitely much better. I'm hoping that the detailing standards hold up, the road laying standards hold up, because this might be a potential for a long list map. I'm suitably impressed. Okay, this is a little bit unusual. The height of the water is obviously just at that balancing point. It's at 30 meters, I think. For the difference, I could be wrong on that number, but the difference between shallow and deep water, and so we're getting this little speckle going on here between the anchovies, and it's interesting. I don't know if that's going to make for a more interesting gameplay or not. Probably not, but yeah, interesting. Water flow in the start square, because there's always somebody that really worries about this sort of thing, and that used to be me. We have a little bit of light water movement going down there, and light water movement coming up this way, so somewhere in the middle here will be a null point. Where are we? Is it about here? So yeah, if you're pumping sewage in, it's all going to amass, well, this sort of area sort of thing. So yeah, water flow in the start square isn't the cleverest. Let's have a little look at the shipping routes, because shipping routes, oh, quality. Look, here we go. This one, we have just a split. It's not a right angle either, so the ships can take that fairly smoothly. And dead end, so there's no through ship traffic, and some people like that. This harbour area, ships can go in clearly. This one heads down just along the coast here, and then this one again, we've got this nice angle here, so nothing janky going on with the shipping, and just the ships can get pretty much anywhere you're going to want them to. I've reviewed worse maps. Yeah, quite impressed. Right, so the question is, sorry, bounced there. Let's have a little look. Oh, I haven't set the let's get the light settings. Right, it'd be a bit brighter. There we go. Right, a wee bit brighter. So let's head off towards the edge of the map over here, where we've got, well, saying there's no trees on the highway. We've got one that's managed to be a bit naughty. We've got a few, but we are really close to the edge of the map down here. And it's just this one sort of tree. It's almost like it was an oversight. The other trees, the more modern Mr. Maison trees, are off, but those, just a few trees just being a little bit naughty. Now, hang on, what road is this? What road is it? Oh, hang on, no, this is Network Extensions 2, isn't it? So that's going to be, yeah. Well, the good news is that the Chinese version Network Extensions 2 mod will use the basic, so you don't need to subscribe to it if you've got the other one. Learned something today. I'll have forgotten it by tomorrow. I'll start the simulation off. Sorry guys, you can get on your journey. So yeah, that's something we learnt today. Road laying is pretty slick. Mantle, no. This is nice. Okay, we've got a few trees again that have slipped through here. Sadly, just brings the potential score down a little bit. But I mean, just look at the terraform that we've got here. Got the okay. Forget that we got the trees under here. we've got this ridge running along here where the road builders would follow the shape of the ridge, and it's kind of like a bit of a valley going on as well with this ridge here. Totally believable. Nice, solid work. I'm smiling because I'm actually enjoying this. Not actually being faced by something completely substandard for a change on this sort of show is nice. I mean, substandard can be fun. We can look and we can have a laugh and maybe pick up some ideas and so on. But okay, we've got a little bit of an intersection tree nightmare going on here. But the intersection, again, looks pretty nicely worked. Let's take a look at the heights. Okay, that's good. So the heights are good. We haven't got any pillars sitting in the highways at all. That's pretty neat. Streetlight clipping. Yes, but it's not actually in the highway, so I kind of let those go. I sort of like sniff at them. Just a little sniff at them. And then I kind of, yeah, because they're not actually game breaking, but they're technically wrong. Yeah. And then that heads off. Where are you going? Up to here. Where's our start square? I can't remember. Ah, so to get to the start square, you have to come down to this slightly awkward looking junction. Again, I'm guessing it's based on the real life. If it's based on the real life, there's not really much we can do about it. I'm not looking it up here. We've got asymmetrical as well going on here, which is I'm not entirely sure I buy into this. Thanks, motorbike. I'm not entirely sure I buy into that. Again, it might well be based on real life, and if that's the case, I can't argue. And then this leads down to our start square, which again, have a look. No trees on the roads until you get to there, but that dead ends there anyway. And we'll take a little turning off this way. This then feeds us down to the start square, which is down there. I'm suitably impressed. Got a little bit of a bump and divot here, and you can see the rivers are a little bit clunky in the way that they're worked. So we've got some areas that are quite nice. I don't mind slightly clunky rivers if it's clearly a canal, but this just doesn't look as well worked as, say, this section here, which does look better worked. It still looks this looks clunky, but yeah. I'm smiling because I don't think it's quite worthy of a What's Map review. There's good work on here, but I think this is a sort of map that could justify having its link shared. There's not really much to hate. Yeah, we've got some trees under the roads. Let me check the chat. What's the thoughts in the chat? Probably because of the roads trees are probably because of the roads being replaced. Tyler, yeah, it could be. Yeah, nice surprise. Sexy bridge. Fish wars. Map looks really good. I'd say it. I don't know if I'd use the word really. I think the map looks good. It looks playable. It's solid. I can't find much to mark it down on. There's some good practice in here. Simon says, have I ever seen the map for the first time and decided to use? The problem is I don't get much time for city building, so there are some maps that I would really like to build on. Revelstoke, if ever I get the time, I'd love to build on Revelstoke. Windy Plateau is my go-to if ever I give up YouTube and say, do you know what, I'm just going to play Cities Skylines for fun. I will build on Windy Plateau. Yeah, it's bear with me a second. Ooh, excuse me. Ooh. Oh, hang on. Sorry. Got it. Well, sorry about that. Got the I think it was that coffee. Oh, yeah, I'm back. Sorry, that was out of nowhere. Right, so do you know what? I will share this. I will get the link into the description on this one. I will tell you what this map is called for those of you that are desperate to play it. There won't be anybody desperate, I would imagine. Okay, I'm not going to get the pronunciation right on this one because it's a Chinese city, but it's Zhuanghe, I think it's pronounced. Zhuanghe. That's RE colon ZHUANGHE. Zhuanghe. It's celebrating the 30th anniversary of the implementation of the municipal system of Ohi City, Liaoning province. My pronunciation's awful. And the creator, I think, has done a very solid job with this one. I think that's the first one we've had a chance to share. It's not the treasure, it's not the gold that I was hoping to find, but it's kind of like finding some rations. You know, we found the treasure chest, we opened it up, and there are tins of spam in there, which is fine because we're on a desert island and we're hungry. So that's what we got here. Not gold, we got spam. But spam's not a good example, given that spam as a internet. It's canned meat. We have some canned meat here. I'm really impressed. I didn't expect to be really impressed. My standards were really low to start off with, but this isn't slightly better than low standards. This is actually good standards. Credit. Okay, right. Well, after that, I'll throw this back to here because we're going to need to drop back down out of the game. And I must remember to share that link because that is suitably good. Anyway, where are we? Somebody. Aha! Nice to meet you, Aha. Curious, why hasn't there been a mod to created to cut and paste terrain such as a mountain? I've got a feeling. I remember somebody telling me you can do that with, and I forgot what the mod's called. Again, chat, can you help me? It's oh my life. Is it that one with the where you can take print out your road maps? I can't remember what the mod's called. Never used it. I might have it. Let me launch the game again. I might have, but yeah, I think somebody told me you can do that with the mod which lets you print out the maps and the transit routes of your city. Not tried it myself, but that's possible, maybe. But again, I'm passing on third-party news there from a while ago, months and months and months ago, so I might have that wrong. I guess why isn't it? Why doesn't Move It do it? It's probably not that easy to code. I don't know. But actually, no. Hang on. That mod lets you export the height map. You can always export the height map and then import it into the map editor. You can always do that. So I guess it's where there's a will, there's somebody firing at him. Yeah, probably. CSL map view. Thank you, Artifacts Gaming. That's the one. Mod tools. It could be mod tools, but I think I'd remember. But I'm thinking CSL map view was the mod I'm thinking of yes, it could be that, but you, like I say, you can always just export the height map data and import it into the map editor and just mess around with it there. We ended with a Frey Bentos pie in a tin. Do you know what? I love Frey Bentos pies. There's something about that soggy pastry with the crunch on the top. So lovely. Anyway, right, we're up and rolling with map. Now, maps number 4 and 5. These two potentially, I don't believe it's the case. I really don't believe it's the case. Especially on the second one is showing basically no resources, and the first one might be a stolen map, possibly, maybe. They've both got potential to be maps that are being borrowed from somebody else and then recycled, just on the names and descriptions. That doesn't mean that they are. For example, there's no reason why somebody else can't make a map called, again, choosing Revelstoke because I mentioned Revelstoke a minute ago. There's no reason why somebody else can't make a map called Revelstoke. I should be actually doing this whilst I'm chatting to get things rolling. Where are you? Hang on, what's this called? It's under new map. They've decided to call this one new map because they couldn't name the creator's name is that one, so I'm picking the right new map because I've got several new maps. You wouldn't be surprised to hear I've got the right one, so we can start that off now. Vanilla Boreal theme. We've got balanced resources on this one, which again makes me think it might be a stolen map. Maybe it's a my first map by the creator. I'm not saying it's stolen. This is why we're having a look. Yeah, the very least we can do is if we find a map that's been made by somebody else, we can get it removed, can't we? Or send people to send lots of hate to that person, which is not what we're here to do. We're not here to send hate. But if we find a map that's been stolen by somebody and they've not given credit, you know, if there's somebody else has basically taken Revelstoke and re-upped it under their own name, then they need to be shamed. You know, they need to take it down. They need to give a credit. They need to ask permission from Bringer of Fire. Or it might just be another map with the same name. And that's what I'm hoping we're going to find here. Especially as the name of this map is very similar to the name of one of my maps. This is why we're looking at this one. It's got a very close name to one of my previous works. So we're going to check it out. We're going to check it out. Of course, remember, no hate in the comments on this one, please. This could be by an 8-year-old, by somebody who was drunk at the time, by somebody with learning difficulties. It could be by your own mother. We don't want to be sending any hate to any of these people. But meanwhile, we might be finding a map that's the best map ever, and we really want to be sharing it. I'm not seeing that this is my map here. Come on. Thank you very much. Is it gone? Are we up? We are. I should have really started that up. There we go. Shall we give you a different view? Have a different view. There you go. A bit more of a window to look at. Yeah, map thieves, they happen. It's not just maps as well. Although maps is a thing. I can see there's a genuine reason to steal maps sometimes. And that's if you fear that the map might be taken down off the workshop and you just want to have a version of it. These things happen. So I can understand that some people would feel that that's what they do. And there's no reason why you can't, as long as you make sure that you list it as private and then nobody will ever know that you've done it. I mean, there are other ways of doing it, having a hard copy, obviously. But you can do that. And just, or if you have it open, just link the original map in. Just link it in. Say this is just for my personal use, but you want the original. Here it is. Send them off to Bringer of Fire or BonBonB's own page. This I am absolutely certain is not my map, which is good. It means they've not stolen it, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. Okay, what have we got? We've got to get the lights on, presets, watt map, load preset, and we're up. We've got 40 viewers at the moment. Hello, 40 viewers. How many of you haven't commented yet? Come on, drop me a comment. Make me a happy chappy. Okay, right, so start square is highway with a tail, a wet tail running alongside it. Let's start the simulation up. That would be nice, wouldn't it? My instincts here are, I'm hoping there's a water spawn point up here. It looks like there is. It looks like the water's pushing up. So that's nice, because if there's no spawn point up here, the water's going to be flowing down this way, and then we're going to end up with sewage at the bottom end here. But it does look like, look at the water reflections. It does look like it's moving the right way, so that's nice. That's good. Got some very interesting water shapes here and here as well, flanking this area. And my first glance at the highway looks pretty impressive. Not so much here, maybe, but this looks pretty impressive. The rail, we've got this rather awkward looking junction going on here. It is awkward looking. Let's pull back and look at the whole map again. And yeah, it's definitely not mine. Definitely not mine. That's okay. This is all right. Not sure why it's called what it is. I've got some cold coffee going on here. Started some indigestion last time. I should stop drinking it, really. Right. So we've got coastal, we've got some flatlands. Might be another nod towards a Dutch style city, although the name of the map doesn't have a Dutch style name. The creator, who was the creator? The creator has possibly English, possibly Scandinavian, possibly Russian, possibly American. Fairly generic Western stroke Eastern name. Yeah. So yeah, that's and a date in there which would indicate that maybe they are 15 years old. Happy birthday. So a youngster, maybe, possibly, or maybe it's just a year they enjoy. Right, where were we? We were looking at this map. Let's have a little look at the terrain heights. We'll start with that. Pretty much what I was expecting to see. Flat, and it's just a little bit of an elevation here. Then, oh, strong resources. Wow, boom, bomb. I would have thought they'd be more fertile. I don't have a problem with it. It's all workable. This is quite nicely intricate up here, though. To me, actually, I think what they've done is they've done a lot of the pretty intricate stuff. You can see almost like the rivers are being painted here in fertile, and then they've gone crazy with the ore and the oil over the top, and thought they realised that they've messed up their pretty river systems and screw it. So yeah, that's what that looks like to me. It looks like it was a job pretty well done, and then they've just kind of like spilt paint over it. We have got, if you've got Sunset Harbour, we want to do some fishing. Your fishing map looks like that. That's what it looks like. Water flow in the start square. This is the thing. Yeah, we have definitely got a spawn point down here, because it's all pushing down the right way. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. I'm not seeing that we're going to get the biggest amount of water for pumping here. A little bit of flooding going on here. That looks like it's permanent as well. Is that just a little bit below? Yeah, just the shapes here. So possibly some areas for drainage. The river itself, mind you, wow, that's a little bit deep and clunky. A wee bit deep and gouged. It's a gorge. That's it. It's a gorgeous river. Absolutely. We've done that one. We should check while we're here the shipping routes. Have we got any? We have shipping route. We have this, which doesn't need to do this, but yeah. And we also have a very worrying one. A very worrying one indeed. I'm going to recommend Workshop as... Oh my god. Is vanilla shipping going to get through here? I think it will, but I think it's going to scrape and bounce over. So yeah, we have issues there. And then does this actually connect across the map? Oh my god, look at this. Look at this. Right, okay. Does this connect across the map? Do we have edge of map up here? Looks like we're going to. We do. So if we wait long enough, we're probably going to see a ship like this one here try and do this route here. I think that is worthy of speeding the game up. So I apologise, the camera motion is going to be... Oh, hang on. I think this guy's stuck. We have a little bit of a problem. We have a wee bit of a problem with the shipping routes, in that there is no water at the edge of the map. That... Oh, hello. Here we go. This guy, I think, is also stuck on the edge of the map. You can tell the game's been tested, can't you? Do we have anything up this end? This definitely looks deep enough here. So yeah, we've got some minor teething difficulties with the map. I can slow the simulation down a little bit now. Now we've had a look at those. But the shape of the map's quite pleasing. Got a reasonable amount of tree coverage. Bear with me a second. How do I get rid of that? Just getting rid of some of the spam. We've got, yep, excellent. Got rid of them. It's fine. FBI agent. We have got rid of them. Excellent. No problem. We don't need that. If we want love chat and adult dating, I'm sure we can find our own adult dating. For example, I'm free and available. Yeah, that wasn't as sexy as I was hoping it was going to be. Oh gosh, we've got a vanilla wishbone. We've got, check out the big old bridge. We've got a bit of an up and over on the right. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. We have some problems with the networking. The rail has had to climb over the road, and the road's elevated as well. There's all sorts of issues with that. There we go. I'll slow the sim down a bit more. There we go. Yeah, that's a bit awkward. Then we got the clunky rail bridges, because why wouldn't we not? Yeah, to be fair, network laying is one of the hardest parts of the game. We've got a bit of stop-start on the river. Let me speed the simulation up, see if we can't whether this sorts itself out. Looks like it might. That's filling in here. This looks like we've got a spawn point here, actually. Potentially. Let me... Have I not got... Oh, I have. There we go. Yeah. So, this, I think, is causing problems. We've got a spawn point there. I understand wanting a spawn point at that location. I get that. I kind of, sort of... We don't really need both of these. A whole bunch here for the wetlands. Yeah, I mean, I understand those. Got a couple of little sort of river things going on here. Kind of get those. But yes, this one, there's that one in the middle of the river here. Well, I've forgotten where it was. Where was it? It was over here. I think this one's causing the map problems. In fact, let's do that. Let's get rid of it and see whether that does not fix our river problems here. I think it has. We've got a few drowned trees. That might be because of what I've just done there. But this river is now filling up quite happily. Right, 1 star to me for fixing that. Cool. But the stuff here that I really like. I'm liking the shapes of the rivers, and this river network is really quite intricate. I'm liking a lot of this, and most of these spawn points I feel probably, if not necessary, are useful. So there's a lot of good to say for that. Liking the shapes of all of these. Let's have a little look at the coast. Yeah, this, I feel the framing of the map, possibly if the map was a little bit smaller, because I would want this here. I understand why the creators left this part of the map in, because this is quite interesting. But then you're kind of losing the edge of map here, the harbour area. Less actually. If you turn the map on the angle, had it on the diagonal, so this river here is actually going to come in from here. This gives us a bit more room with the rivers. So that would then mean that the river mouth would be here, possibly, or maybe even still in this kind of area if you have the river system running up that way. Or we could just scale it slightly smaller. I think it's close to being quite an interesting, quite a nice map. We've got some... oh, hello. There's that... yeah, we knew these were going to be problem boats, didn't we? Yeah. Oh, and there's going to be a little bit of boat mating coming in a moment, where one ship is going to try and mount the other ship. We'll watch this for the moment. And anyway, yeah. No, overall, I think this is a map that has a lot of potential. Here we go. Sorry, close your eyes, children. That is how baby ships are made. Ooh, it's gone. Anyway, we're done. Yes, I think we will be looking at what Lilia, honey, mwah, good to have you. Yes, we probably would be using a moderator, but it's already yeah. Thanks for reporting that, Artfix. Really good of you to do that. Why does the map hurt you, Tyler? What's wrong with the map? It's a very nice map. It just needs some work on the... let me switch the speed of the simulation down. Needs some work on the... What's the word I'm looking for? Networks. Networks are a bit clunky. But the shape of the map... a little bit of smoothing on the terrain. But the shape of the map's quite pleasing. That's much better than I thought it was going to be, and I did fear it would be a clone of one of my maps, given that it's got a very similar name, but it's not. So all credit there. Right, I'm going to shut this one down. We will go into our fifth and final eyeball one. Again, this has got a potential. I don't think it is because it's 0 resources, and if you're going to copy a map, you're going to keep the resources in, aren't you? I would have thought. So we'll go and check map number 5 now. Slim potential of it being a stolen map. I suspect that it's probably not. And we'll be up and rolling in a moment. So I'll catch up on the chat. So that is good. Is good. But yes, Lilia, message me properly, not in the chat. Proper roots. Want to catch up. Want to see how you're doing. Not amongst all these losers. All these losers and followers. Love you all. Just kidding. Oh, I haven't done one of these for a while. Let's do one of those. There we go. Of course, why not? But yes, then I'll chat with a couple of the friends over on Discord and see if anybody fancies being a moderator, because it'll be helpful, I feel. Maybe. What did I miss? Any gold? Sort of, actually, Deacon. Sort of. There was one that I felt worthy of sharing the name of the map, and I'll be posting a link in the description later. It's not gold. It's what we've defined as a Fray Bentos pie in a tin. It's what you'd be happy finding on a desert island, i.e. food, but it's not gold. So yeah, there you go. Right, we are up. Right, let's load up the fifth and final map for tonight, and I've got to find it. This one down here is that one. Yes. Right, so no resources on this one. Vanilla temperate theme. I'll share the screen just as soon as I know that it's definitely loading. No, it's not. I will crash the game out and we'll start that again. And now the end is near. I'll stop before I lose everybody. Okay, we'll get rid of that. Something a bit more upbeat. Come on, Paradox logo. Do your business. How are we doing? Well, I had your number, but my phone died and I lost every contact. Email, I got 2 or 3 emails, but never had a reply back. But I'll try them again. Social medias, never had any luck with social medias. But I will try the one that I normally use and see how we get on with that one. But yeah, I want to keep in touch. See how you're doing. Right, that's got to stop. That's driving me insane. I'm too old for this. Too old for this. Where are we? Are we finding that one there? Take 2. Take 2. Yes, we are definitely working this time. So back up with the game window. There we go. It's not a snowfall map that I know of. Yeah, we'll see. But yes, yes. I'm not getting lazier, Lilia. I have been trying. Not a feminist. No, she's really not, actually. She's one of the coolest people I know. She's also one of the most stubborn, amazing, just surprising, and mysterious. All of those things, all in one. And a friend. Cake boy. Yes. I apologise for the singing. I'll try not to do it again. I do have some other music. That's my favourite one is definitely that one. Ah yes, that's coming this week. Pretty excited for that one. Pretty excited. So yes, looking forward to that. It took me a moment to work out who by Recon, wasn't it? Who Recon was. I eventually worked it out, but it took me way too long. Again, long nights and dealing with F-wits who think trying to climb into my business at 1:01 in the morning is a good plan. It wouldn't have been, because the way that this my latest intruder tried to get in, had they got in, they wouldn't have been able to get out, and it would have been me and them. And that's not going to end well at all for one of us. And I wouldn't like to say who it would be, because it's just the way it goes, isn't it? Anyway, where were we? I've got to say the usual. This could be a map by an 8-year-old, by somebody with learning difficulties. It could be by your own mother. So we're not sharing any hate here. We are hoping for a map that is the best map ever. But we don't know, because there are no thumbnails or the maybe a short description. But there's nothing to tell us whether this map is any good or not. That's why we're checking it out. So we're going to try and find some positive things to say if the map's awful, and if the map's great, then we're definitely going to get it shared and shown on What Map. Right, the first thought is, of course, we need to get the preset up with the lights. Get the lights on. There we go, that's better. First instinct is this looks potentially broken. My first instinct, without moving the camera at all. It just doesn't look like it's finished. The lack of trees is a thing, isn't it? Yeah. Are you sure? She would deny it was her, wouldn't she? She really would. Oh my giddy aunt. This looks potentially very bright. I'm going to speed the simulation up. I think this might need some help by a faster simulation. That's doing nothing, isn't it? Anyway, start square. I am not seeing any road or rail, so we're looking at shipping route, which is going to have to come from this way, one would imagine. Is that filling? Looks like it might be filling. Sometimes you have to give it a bit of time. Where are we? I saw somebody. I have had 2022 4 attempted break-ins, including one which caused quite substantial damage. And if you look back within the last 12 months, there was one in August as well, which caused some moderate damage, which was never actually repaired, because to this date the insurance company haven't paid out on any of them, despite having crime references numbers, good CCTV footage, and somebody living on site to prevent things from escalating. And they still haven't paid out. Absolute tight wad arseholes. I'm not happy with them. But yes, the last one was on Thursday night, Friday morning at 1:30, or just before 1:30 in the morning. But the police have got some very good prints on that one. Doesn't look like this is going to fill up. Oh well, we'll have a look at it. We'll slow the sim down so we don't get too much in the way of janky. But yeah, I mean, it's entertaining being woken up at half one in the morning by a thug trying to break their way in to steal your belongings, isn't it? Right, okay. this actually looks like the location that it's supposed to. Again, I'm not going to tell you where it is because I don't want to give the map's name away, but if you want to leave some guesses in the comments, I will let you know if any of you got it right, and we'll take that. But yes, we've got lots of undulation. It's from the direct height map, so this is a real take on the real life location. We have no natural resources. We knew that in advance. This also is not a stolen map. This is not the map that I suspected it might possibly be, given the name of the map. So that's good. No theft going on here. Fishing. If you've got Sunset Harbour and we'll do some fishing, we've got some shellfish and some anchovies. We'll have a little look at the water flow in the start square, which looks troublesome. We've got a little bit of motion. It's filling in, and we have separate locations for drawing your water from, so that's not a problem. That's not a problem at all. So it's cool. And then we'll have a little look at the shipping routes in case we have shipping routes. Won't be surprised if there were none, and there are none. We've got an air route. You can't even put an airport down. So what we have is a real life terrain map with no with no road, no rail, no shipping, no air. So no way of actually building a city apart from plopping, and then once you plopped, nobody can move in. Our friends are back, are they? Hello. Let's do that. And that. Yep, they're gone again. But yes, we'll sort out moderators or something like that at some point. But anyway, I think this is going to be a very quick one because there's not really too much to say, is there? We've got I haven't given you the stats. I haven't given you the stats on this one. It's by a creator. We don't know the location of the creator. This is their third map. This map has one sub apart from me. I make two, so one sub, which is probably themselves. It's temperate, vanilla temperate, and it's potentially by the creator, might be Chinese, possibly. That's about all I can give you there. That's all there is to say. It's a river. We've got this slab running across the middle of the river. We've got like a little canal thing going on down here, which the water can't make it down. I mean, it's been uploaded, it's been shared, it's not been tested, and it's broken, and there's no trees on it. And frankly, I think 2 weeks running now, I have successfully put the least polished map last. We haven't been saving the best till last. It's I've been getting it right. I think, and my prediction for the best map today turned out to be the best map today. So it goes to show you can sometimes take something from the workshop, what's been shared on the workshop, and just guess whether it's any good. But I wouldn't have guessed that third map was it third or our second map? I can't remember now. Let me have a quick look. It was the third map. Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed it was as good as it turned out to be. But it's not the gold that we would have been hoping for. But it could have been. It very much could have been. Let's check the chats. Yeah. Well, the thing is, with all these chat bots, I mean, it is somewhat sexy, isn't it? So maybe we should have a bit of. But the chat bot. Oh yeah, baby. Anyway, yes, the height map is very good, Deacon, I agree. Gone with that one. You can actually do a whole lot with that. But yes, it's got some potential, but very hard to actually find too much positive to say about it. Really, this one, it's the height map with water put on it, and the water doesn't work. It's not being worked at all. So I think we call it. We say ta-ra to it, and we'll just go back to my main screen. Fantastic. No, I've really enjoyed tonight. That's that nice refreshing break for me, just to get away from the normal. We are going to Fragmental Spies are good. They are good. It's just a neat little treat. But yeah, I think that's it for tonight. We've investigated the 5 most potential maps that I could find that had no thumbnail from the week. We'll do it again next Saturday because I'm enjoying this. We'll do it regularly. Tuesday, I'm thinking we'll probably do some Wreckfest. I mean, I'm going to have to install the game and try and remember how it plays. But Wreckfest was a lot of fun, so we'll probably do that on Tuesday. Back to Bonbon Island on Thursday for a little bit more build, working on the hills for the big posh houses, and maybe a bit more detailing in the campus area and around the hedge maze that I put down by the town hall, the city hall even. And that's it really, I think. So Tyler, you're going to play Windy Plateau. You should. Superb map, superb. Just that's the one, like I say, if I could only take one map with me and play one map, it'll be that one. Although, like I say, I recommend get Theme Mixer 2 if you haven't already got Theme Mixer 2 and a whole bunch of themes, and just mix things up a bit because it is very vanilla, and it could do with a nice theme mix just splashed all over it. So and maybe share with us next time we're on to see whether or not you've actually found something that really pops, because I mean, yeah, and again, we'd be share some screenshots with us as well. That'd be great. Discord channel or over on one of the Facebook groups would be great. But yeah, Windy Plateau is definitely the way to go. Southern, it's always been fun, great, lovely. Niles, fun to be live, always fun to be live. We've got what we've got coming up next week. I can give you a little bit of a preview shout on the maps for next week. Monday we're going to have a Dutch inspired map and what looks like a potentially fantastical volcano map. Wednesday is a map by a creator that I suspected I would be banned from using, and they actually messaged me and said no please do, followed by the Patreon voted map. And then Friday is Deacon, you're up on Friday with Kronstadt, and we're going to have a slightly fantastical watery style map, but not an island map, on Saturday. All that to look forward to next week. Anyway, I'm about done. Final chance for anybody to get their words in before I do the sign-offs. So it's been a blast. Yep, I agree. I think 2 hours is about the right length for this, especially with all the restarts. It's got to take a bit of time, haven't we? And Parker, going to create your own map? Indeed. And once it's done, don't rush it. Take your time. Share me the link and we'll get it reviewed on WhatsApp. Looking forward to that, of course. Yes, Deke, we are looking forward to Friday. I'm looking forward to it's one of my jobs tomorrow morning probably. I'll be so if you've got anything that needs fixing on it, you've got about 12 hours. So you know what to do. Anyway, that's me done. Thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking, and for subscribing, for joining me on another live treasure hunt. I'll be signing off with my intro, which I'm using as an outro because it's pretty cool. I spent at least half an hour making this, so please absorb it. If you haven't already hit the like button, you know what to do. There's always that. And of course, actually, I haven't even shared my social media on this one, so we'll wait for that to go. It's gone. We'll call up social media as well for those of you that want to follow me on any of the social medias. So we will do that. And then, like I say, looking forward to a few of you joining me for Wreckfest. Wreckfest, a lot of fun. Racing game with a bit of Demolition Derby thrown into it as well. I won't be playing online. I'll just be up against the AI. But the AI is actually pretty reasonable. Certainly was anyway when I was playing it about a year ago. It'd be interesting to see if they've uploaded any new tracks as well. That'll give me something to get my teeth into. Anyway, that's it. Social media is now gone and dusted. I've been BonBonB. You've been very, very welcome. I'll see you again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.